service. Grow and grow, forward together and let's go far. Forward together and let's go far. You don't always have to be inspired. Sometimes you can be that inspiration. Grow and grow, your life is not expired. Walk in your purpose every day. Stay blessed and inspired. Spotlight on kindness and community light. People making change and doing what's right. Voices overlooked now stepping inside. Lived experiences turning darkness to bright. Each one teach another, let the healing begin. Safe space, feed the broken, let the truth come in. Know your worth, know your value within. Love is an action word, let the journey begin. You are blessed to be a blessing. No limitation to your becoming. Grow and grow, forward together and let's go far. You don't always have to be inspired. Sometimes you can be that inspiration. Grow and grow, your life is not expired. Presidential volunteer service awardee, minister and chaplain serving faithfully, career coach guiding youths carefully, peer support specialist at Messi Benjamin, broadcasting grade 11 and left at Samshad Radio, panel discussions taking wisdom far, EG show conversations raise the bar. Now you know exactly who we are. Purpose driven, kingdom living, conscious conversation, healing generation. Make kindness your lifestyle and let love be your action word. CRO Research 5 forefront today with RC Harley Quinn, DJ Quinn, the matured mixer. Forward together, and together we can go far.
That's right. That's right. Welcome to another edition of Forefront Today. I'm your host, DJ Quinn, the matured mixer. The platform is Forefront Today, and we are definitely glad that you are finding it on social media, on the World Wide Web. Good evening and welcome to another big edition. We are here to spotlight people who all also are here with us in Radio Land, and we are making a difference through their talents. They are making a difference to their talents and their passion and their dedication. Tonight, we are honored to feature a man whose voice has graced many stages and whose music has crossed borders and generations. He is a singer, entertainer, computer technician, a husband, a father, and a beloved figure in Caribbean entertainment. Please help me welcome the one and only Terry Watson, better known as Super Terry, the one-man band. Super Terry.
Hey. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
It's such a pleasure to have you, man. To see you, man. See you got perhaps 10 years of hair, man. You got me jealous. I used to have my nice long hair. I got to borrow two or three plots from you, man.
Well, actually, you can have it because I'm getting ready to cut it,
You know, Terry, back in the day, my mom used to cut my hair and make pillows, man.
Yeah, because I'm planning to.
Yeah.
I had my hair like this for like, gosh, 18 years. I cut it like
Wow.
twice. So what I want to change. So I'm contemplating just have it cut down to like maybe 5 inches and then have it comb out so I can do like a little
Ah.
fro natural look and a little and now and then braided. That's my plan, you know.
Wow. Well,
I just
you better maintain that smile so I can recognize you, man. I might not recognize you when you cut it off.
yeah, most people don't recognize me without my hair. Yeah, that's true.
Awesome, awesome. We getting to know you tonight, Super Terry, man. And I know that people hear your music and they're seeing you now. But who is this Terry Watson beyond the stage and microphone?
Well, Terry wants to be on the stage and microphone. I'm a father, grandfather. Yeah, I have grown kids and I have grandkids. I have like 5 grandkids, you know. So besides that, you know, I work for the city of New York. I heard you mention computer technician, but no, I'm a computer specialist. I
Specialist,
work.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm basically a database administrator. So you know, I manage a lot of the calls and stuff that we get from 301 to the city. It comes into our system like, for social services, you know, so I manage that system.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. I like people to know that you're more than just a one man band, you
Yeah, of
know.
course.
And
Actually, most people assume that I'm just that's what I do. That's what I did. But prior to that, I mean, I've been with HRA. I've been with them for 15 years. Actually, yeah, no, actually, no, it's actually 18 years. And prior to that, I worked for the Department of Education as a school technology specialist. You know, so I worked in the high school for like 10 years. And, you know, basically at that time, my chief um, uh, focus was integrating technology into the school curriculum. You know, so
awesome.
before a lot of schools were into this technology. The school that I worked at, that's Legacy High School, this was one of those small new vision school. We had a lot of funding, so we had a lot of stuff that most schools did not have, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, my job basically at that time was to work along with my colleagues to have technology play a big part in the curriculum.
And that's the thing about this platform, you know. I like people to know that you're more than what people call you. And I use the simple name DJ Quinn, but I'm more than that too. But I
Yeah.
leave that up for people to find out. So I like to be a mystery, mystery, It's supposed to provoke people's thinking, So I like it that you are more than just a band player, a musician, I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah,
Mhm.
but where were you born though and raised, and what was
Yes.
your childhood like?
Yeah, I was born in Georgetown, Guyana. I grew up in the Charleston area. I grew up in the corner house on Russell Street. There was a yard called G1 Yard back in the days, you
G1,
know.
yeah.
Yes. I grew up in that yard and I lived there until I was 11. And I moved to Annandale because my grandparents, my grandmother, she lived at Annandale. And my father, he grew up in that area too. So after my father migrated to the States, we moved over to Annandale. That's where my grandparent was because my mom, she worked and we needed someone to basically look after us. And so we end up, you know, living in the country. So I spent most of my teenage years in the country. So I lived there and then I migrated to the United States when I was 19.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Wow. A
Yeah.
lot of
So I got some George song and some country in me, you know.
yeah,
But I love
man.
the countryside. I love the countryside. I love the country.
Awesome. So you know about busting wood, you know about stripping
And
broom and
coconut tree,
yeah, fetching
catching,
mud and fetching
yeah,
water.
dabbing fireside, dabbing
Yeah.
buttermos, scrubbing stuff
Wow.
with scraper, picking up cow dung for gardening, you
Wow.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
true
yeah,
country
yeah.
life.
Did you
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
mix the cow down with the mud to
With the
dab the
mud,
bottom house?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, man. Yeah,
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 we got
yeah.
things in common, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Where in
did you
Guyana are
go
you
to the
from?
water side? I used to live in West Coast Beach, number 5, but I
Okay.
also live in Friendship on the East Bank. I lived in Linden. I was born
Oh,
in the Nam still. So I lived in the country most of the time. And I live in Georgetown too, but as an adult.
oh,
So
great, great.
Yes, but I had my good country years. Thanks for the people in West Coast of Beast. I've learned a lot of things from the folks in West Coast of Beast, you know. But yeah, it's good to have some country life, man.
Of course.
Go
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
trench and catch fish, and go and see
Uh-huh.
them and catch crab. Put your hand in the holes and catch crab and all. Some people believe you get grow and you look so handsome like you. They don't believe that you had a life, man.
Yep,
So
yep,
you
yep,
gotta let
yep,
them
yep.
know.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep, yep. Been there, done that, But if I have to do it again, I definitely will. I love the country
yeah,
life.
country
I
life.
love
Yeah,
it. I
good
love it. I
water,
love
coconut, good fresh fruits, and and
exactly
and,
the fruits, the coconut.
and learn the skills of survival. You learn a lot of
Exactly. Yep.
survival skills there.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, bush
Yeah, yeah.
cook, wild meat.
Wow. So because I grew in the country, we started a live band, Super Terry. We
Okay.
had a live band in the village. We used saucepans, tin cups, pans, and the stem for the papa stem, and we make flutes and trumpet with that. Did you grow up making a live band with you tie a sponge on a stick and that was your microphone?
Exactly. Actually, it was weird because there was a school called Bellback. It was like 2.5 miles in the back down behind Burnham Residence at Belfield.
Well, okay.
So I spent two about 3 years there before I migrated from there. Now, while we were there, we formed a band called Bellback Pieces.
Wow.
My stepfather was a gunsmith, and we got his tin, and we made a hi hat, and I
Yeah.
made a drum set, a wooden drum set with a pedal and all the cardboard boxes, the kick drum. So we
Right,
had a
right.
little band called the Bellback Pieces. Yes.
Awesome, man. That's good. Listen, we did things with our hands, man. We made drum sets, we made
Ex-
scooters and go karts and all
exactly.
manner of stuff. Yeah,
Yep, that is
we
so true.
actually
Yep.
was creative. Yeah.
Yep.
Nowadays people
Uh-huh.
have gadgets, you know. We
Exactly.
used to
Yep.
take two milk tins, run a string in it, and
Your cell
have
phone.
it as a transmitter. You know, you're on
Yep.
the roof and you're talking to it, and the other person could be down, and like you have a walkie-talkie, those kind of things.
Exactly. Yep.
We fix radios and all manner of stuff, and use it as walkie-talkies. Yeah.
That is so
Good
true.
old days, good old days, man. And then
Yep.
did you take in Christmas time? Did you take the safe key? You put some of the matchstick sulfur in it and put a nail in it and hit it on the
Oh
ground and
yes, in the
cause it to
okay,
explode.
yes, yeah. Put the
Yeah,
matchstick in there and with a wire on it, and you hit it on and pow.
yeah, yep. And did you take the cork and you bend out, you smooth the edges, and then you put two holes through it, and you put a string to it, and you pull, and then you
Yep,
you go and you
yep,
cut other
yep.
people's.
Uh huh.
Man, you've
Yep.
been there. You've been
Exactly. We
there.
used to use like the milk tin. We'll cut the top off and put the two holes in
Right.
with the string, and we make that, and we war with each other to see who can cut each other's string. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you collect rubber bands, man? And
Oh
thousands
God,
of rubber
used to
bands.
play Brandon Mouche.
Uh,
The tree cork with the rubber band. We
right,
used to bend the rubber
right.
band. We used to have rubber bands all over your hands, and
Yeah,
that's
you were proud. Your hand is so filled with all colors of rubber
exactly.
band.
You didn't have
I
any
tell
money,
you,
but we had rubber bands, and that was good enough.
yeah. Good old life in the countryside, man. I know folks are
Yeah.
coming in. Good night to you, Sion Rodney. He knows about those days, where we grew up in the countryside, West Coast of East, Quarantine, all those areas, Eversham, Irish people, Hope Town,
Yep.
28. Y'all know Belladrum. We
Yep.
had good old days in the countryside, man. I like
Hmm.
the country life. And but you had good old days. Something preserved you that you're here now.
Exactly.
You were here, and you're going to tell me some more about how did your love for music begin? Was there someone who inspired you? How did you know when you were growing up playing in the village or so that you were going to be a musician one day?
Well, actually, I um I my sister would my sister, she loved to sing. She would be singing, and they went to they had this on show Young Guyana
Yeah, me too.
to be on the
Rachel
radio.
Roraima. Yeah.
Yes, so I wanted to, since once. Oh yeah, I thought so. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Yes. So I wanted to be on the radio too. So I went and I auditioned for on show one Young Guyana, and I got on one time. But I always had that. I always wanted to sing. So I remember I attended Louisiana Government School, and at that time, I probably was about 11 or 12 years old. They had this song came out by Johnny Nash. I can see clearly now.
Yeah.
And we had this cool concert, and I performed that song in front. I was on the stage with everybody, and I blasted out. I had the at the chorus. They had uh a long part that you sing out. So I was able to like do that, and
For the notes there.
yeah, pull that notes.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So after that, I really wanted to sing. So the music wasn't within me. So we used to go to Buxton, and in Buxton on the Friday nights, they had the Tinning Cup band, they call it Tinning Cup band, and used
Mm.
to be playing on the street lights. And I was kind of like that, They had this drummer, I don't know what happened to him. I haven't seen him since I migrated. Used to call him, I think, Legge, He was very good drummer. So he would be playing, and I used to admire that. So then there was a pan yard right in Milwaukee. So I would go to the studio, but to learn to play the pan, because I had this love for music from way back then. Got to Bellback, I did the Bellback pieces, and after I migrated, I my dad got me a job. His friend, he had a soda route. He used to distribute soda for RC Cola.
Mm.
So I worked with him.
Okay.
And one day we went to a store and they had this old guitar there. So I asked the guy if I can have it, if you go, I'll buy it from him. So he sold me the guitar. So that was my first instrument. I bought books and I learned. But the problem with the guitar, it was like I didn't know nothing much about it, and the strings were so high from the fret. It just so my fingers was like really sore. So that
Wow.
become like a problem. I tried, but my fingers was too soft, and it was like because I didn't know better because the guitar was not adjusted properly.
Yeah.
Anyway, one day I found an old organ in the garbage, and I took it home. I fixed it because I was very very good at electronics, repairing stuff.
Yeah.
So I took it
Okay.
home and I fixed that organ, and I used to go to Barnes and Noble, and I learned music theory from my reading the books. I learned the chords and the scales and stuff like that because I really had this interest. I really wanted to learn. Then after I knew chords, but I didn't know a lot of songs. But you could tell me, you could call a chord, and I could play with even look at the keyboard because I know the fingering and all that stuff. I taught myself how to do that. So I started playing in a little band. What was the name of this band? We had a Creative Force.
Creative force. Okay.
Yes, so there were some guys from the Dominica and different islands, myself. So we formed this little band called Creative Force. And I don't know if you remember Lou Tom. He had a place at the corner of Nostrand and Eastern Parkway called Tropical Springs. It was a Guyanese person,
Okay.
but before Woodbine and all those places, this was a spot like Labor Day. That's where all it is. Instead of Tri Place, everybody would hang out there because that was like the spot. So Lou Tom, he was a musician, he was a singer. He did a really good impersonation of Otis Redding. So what we made a deal with him, we can practice at his place, the club. You allow us to play some Friday nights, and in return, we will back him. When he have, you know, actually before we can do anything, he will come to do his thing. We'll back him with his Otis Redding songs, and he get up there, he do his Otis Redding. He had the voice, the I mean the whole demeanor, everything. So we'll back him with that. So he he realized that I had certain times as far as like singing. So he was actually the first person that took me into the recording studio. So I did a recording with him. I don't know. Don't ask me the name of the record. I can't remember. I don't know what ever became of it. That was it. But at that time, I bought the little cheap keyboard. It was like one at that time back in the 80s. They had this those they call them like guitar. It's like a keyboard, but a guitar you hold like that.
Right, right.
Like that. So I remember I bought one of those and I was playing that in the band. And Flantis from Ninja Band, he saw me, you know, and he needed a keyboard player. So he asked me to come down to the band room. Went down to the band room, but at that time, Ninja Band was like the biggest band
Yeah, I remember Ninja
in New
Band,
York. They were very busy,
Ninja
you know.
Mingles, and those bands. Yeah.
Exact. So I couldn't. I mean, I fit in, but it was a lot of songs to learn because I had to write down all the chords. Because remember, when I learned music, I never developed an ear.
Okay.
You know, some musician they have an ear they can listen and they can pick up the chords. But because I learned music theory, you put it on paper, I know what it is. I can follow. So I used to write down the chords of all the songs. If my book disappear one night, I can't play because I don't remember the chords.
Oh man.
And while doing that, while playing with them, we had other keyboard players in the band that were very good, very good. They were seasoned. These are guys that played in various bands before migrating to the States, and they would play. So I would play along with them. But then Flan just realized I could have sing, so he one I remember the first song I sang was a song by Swallow called Pepper Fire in the Backseat,
Right,
you
okay.
know. And I did that song so well, and I had to impersonate the voice. So actually, when I started singing with Ninja, I did mostly soca, and most people they never knew I was guys. They thought I was Trinidadian because I could have done the accent really good. Until they could do the Trini accent really good. Then with the soca the way I executed, it was like authentic Trini. So this was like a big thing for the band. So after that, I eased up. I would still play keyboards, but mostly I became like one of the lead singer. I did the soca, but I was versatile because I did soca, I did reggae and everything. But the soca arena, that was basically my thing, because when it came to soca, I kind of like really excel
Wow.
in performing soca. So with that being there, we start with the technology stuff. I'll invest my money to buy, like, at the time they have the Akai MPC 1200 drum machine. That was like the latest thing. I got it for the band, and I would control the drum machine. I would program it because I love technology. I love to program stuff. I was always into this stuff way back then. And that worked out really well. I spent 10 years in Ninja Band. Yeah, after those 10 years, I left the band maybe like a year prior before the band broke up. After the band broke up, so, like, I think there were like 10 or 12 persons from the band left, and they end up forming Untouchables. So most of
That's
these
why
guys were my
that's why I found
friends.
you. Untouchables
Yeah,
with Jonette and the other
exactly.
girl.
So
Yeah.
I went back with them, and we became Untouchables, and we became like, at to that point we wrote Untouchable. It became like the top band, you know, until um, you know, the economic crisis, because I remember being in that band. There were 12 members, and people would fly us to Miami, fly us, and it was feasible back then because you can put 10. I remember going to Miami Carnival, quite often, and they'll put you up in a hotel and they'll pay airfare, and then you get money in your pocket. But after a while, it became so difficult because everything became expensive, and the promoters weren't really hiring big bands. And even in Brooklyn, like, for example, back then, I think in order to the band would charge about $2,000, and it was like 12 members, so we had to split up part of the money because part go to management or whatever. Then we split up the rest, so it wasn't enough.
Like in
So, but
100,
most
200. Yeah.
yeah, most people that in the band, and most of those years spent in the band, wasn't about money.
Money.
It was just basically people that love music and wanted to do something with the music. So that's how it basically went. But after a while, it became really slow because the parties wasn't really, people weren't spending money like they used to back in the days, and it's began to get slow. So I remember listening to Buster, one man band, and I say to myself, I can do this because I know chords, I can play keyboards, I can do this thing, and I know I'm a good programmer. So I told the guys in the band, I say, eventually after this, I'm definitely going to be forming a one man band. And then in 2015, I bought my first keyboard, and I started with that. I it took me a while before I came out because I'm kind of a perfectionist. I like things to be a certain way, and then I had to build up that confidence also.
Right.
So what I did, I made sure I invest in top quality
Good equipment.
equipment,
Mm.
good speakers, good mixer, and all that stuff. So when I finally came out, when people heard me, they were like basically amazed because I looked at the m- market to look at what other bands were doing, and I decided I don't want to sing like the other bands. I don't want to sing 10 songs on the same rhythm, the same beat.
Right.
I want when you start a song, you must know what
Uniqueness.
song it is, you
Mm.
know. So that's how I came up. So it was like uh a breath of fresh air for a lot of people because it was different, at that time.
Yeah.
It was totally different, and it's like, I had my vocal talents, and my programming ability was exceptional. So with that, the combination, when I came out, so within I say within a year, I became very, very popular.
Mm.
And
Well, listen.
Mhm.
Yeah, you took me all the way from Guyana, from Belfield area, all the way to the States, man. I want to
Yep.
know, did you travel out from Tamari or Ogle? I want to know, when did you leave? I want to go back there for a little bit. I want to know if anybody doubted you, anybody made you feel like you couldn't make it in the U.S. What happened? Why you left Guyana?
Well, actually, my dad, he was here, and then he sponsored us. He sent for myself, my brother, and my little sister. So we came here, and this was 1981. We
Master.
came at that time. My parents, my dad actually did, and my stepmom, they were Jehovah Witnesses. So I spent part of my those years, going to the Kingdom Hall and you
Wow.
know doing the magazine stuff. But I knew I wanted music. I remember it's like I will some Friday nights I will once my dad goes into his room, I will sneak out. My brother, they would let me out. Daddy had a lock that he put on that door, right? Once that lock is on, you cannot open it with your
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
This was something that
Okay.
he made. So I would sneak out, but what I'll do when I get back, I'll go in the parking lot because we lived in an apartment complex with like 4 floors. And I'll get like a corner of a brick or a pebble, and I throw it to the window so my brothers
I was
will
waiting
know
for
that
you.
I'm there, and they will sneak out and open the door to let me in. So then I'll go to the Kingdom Hall the next day, and I'll be like,
This I used to get away from my home to go listen to live bands, sit in the Slickers, the Ruba Singers, Mischievous Guys, Sound Dimension. I used to get away from home. Then my mom go to sleep at 9 o'clock. She heard it at announcement. And I would jump to the window, leave it open. And
yep.
sometimes when I come back, the window is locked. So you gotta stay outside and sleep. And then get your legs next morning too. But just so the
Yep.
things you do so that you can follow your passion and those things you love as a 12-year-old, 11-year-old kid.
Yep. That is
So
so
we
true.
have those things. But the thing about it, what I'm hearing from you is that you have this foundation, this spiritual foundation. What have you learned from attending Kingdom Hall, and what is your foundation when it comes to spirituality?
Well, when it comes to spirituality, I have my own views when it comes to that. I honestly, how should I I'm not a part of like organized religion. I do believe that there is a creator, you know, but the way you see it in organized religion, I know with being part of Jehovah's Witnesses, I mean there's certain things I kind of understood, but then I would question a lot of stuff. And sometimes my dad will get upset with me because he says like, I shouldn't question this and because especially I've noticed a lot of times if he didn't have answers, because the questions I asked wasn't like I didn't ask questions because I want to ask questions. I asked questions because, there was something missing and I want to make
Right.
that connection. So I would
It's a
ask certain
passage,
questions.
perhaps.
Yeah. And then, I learned from studying with Jehovah that Jesus is not God. Jesus is the Son of God. And then I would listen to some of these TV pastors and these TV preachers that speaks about Jesus being God. And I'm saying to myself, from what I read in the Bible and what I'm saying, even when Jesus performed the miracles, he would always give the praise to his Father, not
Right.
him, right? So he never. to me, Jesus never put himself on the same plateau as his father. And I see a lot of religion they have this, but I kind of got to understand that this there are different teachings. People they're different teachings, and like one thing that also has stuck in my mind when it comes to, especially I look at some of these pastors that engage, they're supposed to know the Bible and they do all these crazy things, right? So the Bible tells you that a lot of people will in the last days you're gonna find some of these people say, but I healed in your name and I did this in your name, and they'll be told, get away from me, you workers of lawlessness, because basically they're not really following God, they're following the devil, because you look around and I see, like for example, this one, the guy in Ghana they call the Pope, that people adore and worship and live such a dirty, and stuff like that. So when I look at the religion, I look at the Catholic Church, I look at what they teach, I'm saying to myself, to me, when I listen to the message that they are giving, because when you listen to the message, mostly it's based upon getting something, you know.
Okay.
It's like, you go to church and it's like, the collection passes around more than anything else, The pastor just parrots stuff and especially when once I hear pastors saying Jesus is God, it kind of turns me off because I know that's not true. You know, I believe that is not true from what the Bible says, So I'm saying to myself, how can I rely on someone that doesn't know the Bible for my salvation? The Bible tells you that God is a God of love and compassion and he knows your heart, right? So I'm saying to myself, I know we're born imperfect. We are born we're not perfect. So the Bible tells you qualities of God, right? So I say to myself, you know what? God knows my heart. And I don't need to be a part of something that I'm not comfortable with. I think once I live my life a certain way and I pray and I ask for guidance, and I think everything else will fall into place. I don't have to go to church because I tell you, the church is a big turn off. I've gone, I remember a few years ago, I met a pastor in Pennsylvania. This guy was such a dynamic speaker. This guy knew the Bible really well. By the way, when I met him, I was told that he was in prison. He was released from prison. After I
A
met him,
returning citizen. A returning
yeah.
citizen, as we call them.
Yes.
Okay.
So this guy, I went to his church a couple of times, and he was such a dynamic speaker, and he was like really good. And I mean, the biggest house I've ever gone into in my life was this guy's house with a big fancy Mercedes Benz and all. And at that time, I was really thinking about starting my I like something like a geek squad, electronic, support, like something that was my concept. I had there. So I spoke to him about it. He's like, I can help you. I can help you. Get things going and whatever. Boop. The guy's in jail again today, right now, for fraud. So it's like you find people out there that claim they're doing God's work, but the Bible said by their fruits you will know them. So I don't really I can't say that I'm a Catholic, I'm a Jehovah's Witness because I don't really go to church, But I do pray because I do believe that there's a higher being, there's a creator. I do believe that. It looks like we lost the connection.
Super Terry, thanks. Thanks for holding for me. My buddy from the station was calling me. Are you there?
Okay, you're back.
Yeah. You hear me?
I'm not hearing you.
And that's the thing. Are you hearing me?
We lost connection a few minutes ago. You totally disappeared off the screen. And when you came back, the audio, I can't hear your audio.
All right. How about now? Hear me loud and clear?
Should I go out and come back in?
Try that.
Let me go out and come back in.
Yeah, do that. I am talking to Super Terry, the one-man band. he is more than a one man band, as you heard. I'm trying to divulge into his past, into his present situation, and hear from him what is in the future. He made some new songs recently. I want to drop some for you before we take our leave of you here. This is Forefront today, and I'm yours truly, DJ Quinn. I want to say good night to you, those of you coming in, Dr. Colin Phillips, and to you, Kelly Arlequin, and to you, Sharon K. Benson. Good night to you, Jillian, and good night to you, Abiola Arlequin, wife is in the house. Good night to you all. I'm hoping that you're sharing the broadcast because this is how we make the impact. When you guys share the broadcast, when you share the broadcast, we definitely can make a difference. Are you with me, Super Terry?
Yes, I'm
Are you
back.
hearing me?
Yes, I
Good,
can hear
good,
you.
good.
Yeah.
Lessons. What happens? My buddy from the station called me, and I had to move myself from the screen and probably throw up my microphone. But this
Okay.
is what happens, man. Yeah, you spoke to him. He interviewed you the other day, right? Bobby Adams.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, good conversations you guys had. But yeah, you talked to me about you living in the country, then you migrated in '81, lived in Brooklyn, still living in Brooklyn. Did you have a chance to go to school when you came in '81? Because
Yes,
I
yes.
left, I left high school around that time.
I went to New York City Technical College.
Okay,
I got a degree in computer science. Yeah.
tell us a little about the shock, the culture shock when you came to the U.S.
Actually, it was weird because when I back in Guyana, when I thought about the US, I'm thinking about, I used to love Saturday Night Fever movie in Guyana and that lifestyle, and that's what I envisioned, the Bee Gees and in the music and this. So when I remember when I came here was March 13th, 1981. It was like an extremely cold day. It was really, really actually the flight got in about maybe about 10 or 11 o'clock, but it was like 12 when we were making our way to my dad's apartment. It was really cold. So, I mean, coming down with looking down at night with the plane, all the beautiful lights, the place looked so, and it was like, oh. So after I got in, I was still kind of like in awe because I couldn't believe this is the place. I always want to be, all my life. So I'm looking forward to like, going to a place like California and because I heard that in California that's where we have the movie stars and that's where the movie because I wanted to do movies, I wanted to do acting, and I did a little bit of that too. I did some acting. I want to do all of that stuff. So it was like that. But then you got here, you realize that it's like my dad would say, this is a place. Once you once you're here, you have to be focused on what you really want because you can really lose time and lost
Yeah.
and before you know it is like and you haven't achieved anything. I mean, I had my days where I did party a lot. I remember, believe me, Friday I get paid on Friday and Monday I'm broke. Because we just would party hard. Party, party, party. But after a while, you look at stuff and you look at the way things are going, you say, something, I want to, you want to achieve something. And with that being said, you start setting goals and working towards the goals so you can. But as far as like the culture shock, I mean, when I got here, my first job, like I said, my dad friend, he had a solar house, so I would work. I work in the Greenpoint area, Williamsburg, so I would get to see a lot of in Greenpoint have a lot of Polish people, and in Williamsburg, they have the Jewish people and they have the Hispanics. And then we also did Chinatown. So, so what he would explain to me on New York, it has different ethnicities. They're basically settled in different areas. So, for example, like East Flatbush, you're going to find a lot of Caribbean people, in Greenpoint, you're going to find a lot of Polish people and Eastern European people, some areas there's a lot of Spanish, you have Chinatown. So I kind of learned that's how it is in New York. But as far as like getting assimilated and adjusting, it went pretty well because with me, I'm like one of those persons that adjust real easy. So it it was totally different, but I was able to adjust, and everything kind of worked out.
Made some new friends and get
Yeah,
adaptable to a new environment. That's awesome.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you made a friend in DJ Rick. He says in the house watching from Maryland. Blessings to
DJ
you both, my brothers, DJ Rick.
D, DJ Rick. I probably know because of a lot of people I know so much people with some of them the names. I know the faces. It's like I would go out and people will recognize me, and a lot of times I would say, okay, where do I know this person from? you
Yeah,
know, but
yeah.
but most likely most of the personals that are involved into music DJ, I'm pretty sure I know them because we've crossed path somewhere or the other.
All right, you can say good night to them, Glenda.
Hey, good
And now
night.
Children Bailey is saying good night to us. Abiola is saying good night, good evening. And Sharon Benson is saying good night. These are folks who heard you play. I can tell you that.
Great.
Blessings, Sion Rodney is saying good night to you and everyone. And so,
Good
yeah,
night,
good night.
everyone, and welcome, 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 welcome.
Yeah, I hope you
Make
guys are
sure,
sharing the broadcast, man.
yeah, make sure you share the live.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking to Super Terry, the one man. His real name is Terry Watson. You know something, Terry? There's some story about names. How did you get this name, Terry Watson? Who you think named you? Was it your mom or your dad?
Actually, that's very interesting because I think it was my mom that gave me the name Terry because actually before I was born, I had a sister. Her name was Terry, and she
Oh,
died as a probably she was less than a year old, but her name was Terry. And after she died, probably she was well, probably was a little over a year. After she died, I was born, and then I inherited the name. But her name was spelled with an I, mine is spelled with a Y.
wow.
So, but I
Awesome.
think I think my mom was the one that named me. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably keeping that memory of her daughter in you, in all that you do.
Yep.
That's a wonderful thing. Yeah. But
Yep.
you shared the stage in the countryside in the country band. You sang with them. You probably played the instrument, and then you sang in what is that? Flantis band, and then Untouchables.
Ninja
How did
band.
that
Yeah.
experience make you feel? The Ninja band, yeah. How did that? What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. It's one of those things that have it. If I have to do it again, I will. Because at that time it was weird because at that time we had a strong love for music, and here you I felt lucky to fall into a group that was very popular, be part of something that was happening. 'Cause a lot of times you're with the band and you're struggling to get some recognition or to get here. I fell into a band that already was established and was traveling and going places. Going to Caravana. I've with Ninja Band. I've probably been to Caravana maybe like 8 years in a row. Miami Carnival and those places. You get to travel, you get a little money in your pocket, you get your meals, and you get treated like a VIP. So this
Yeah,
was like a
yeah.
really,
That sense of
really,
importance. Awesome.
yeah, this was like a really, really great experience. I really enjoyed that. And again, like I said, at that time the money was not no big money because I think for Ninja Band, I mean, like on the weekends we play out, and we used to get like $70 per gig. You know,
$70.
yeah,
Wow.
70, yeah,
Buy some gas and some
yeah.
chicken wraps.
Or even sometimes we get paid and we'll go out. We get paid on the Tuesday night and we go to Chinatown, do a band, we go and we'll eat and we'll sing. And just because
And that money will
everyone in the
finish.
group had a full time job basically
Yeah.
because this wasn't something that we depended on to live on.
Okay.
And we weren't doing it for the money per se. So it's just the love of music. So, but that was like such a great experience.
Yeah. Well, on behalf of all the patrons, Super Terry, man, thanks a lot for your talent, your good music, man. I followed you guys when you were with Ninja and with Untouchables. I listened
Yep.
to you a lot when you sang with Yonette a couple of times in
Yep.
Brooklyn, and you guys are really have good chemistry. Had good chemistry going. You, Yonette, and the other lady. I don't know,
Dorella.
sister, Dorel. Okay, yeah,
Dorella. Yeah.
yeah. I would just stand up there and I love live band. I love live band. So you can play live band all night for me. So
Yeah, me
Thank you
too.
so much for your talents and lending your talents to us without getting the kind of recognition and the kind of pay. But a lot of folks conceive babies from the kind of music you guys played. You know,
True.
things happen after they
True.
left the party.
Exactly.
So you
True.
guys play a very, very major, essential role in people's relationship building. So thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
Yeah. But tell us, explain to us, what it means to be a one man band. Tell us the intricacies.
Okay, good. So, I mean, being a one man band, it takes it takes a certain talent. It takes a big commitment because a lot of times people see when you're out there performing, but they don't see the preparation that goes on in the back. And especially for me, it's like with me, I build my own tracks because, like I said, I want to sound different. I don't want to sound like everybody else. We have some bands where, you know, they you interchange track, with the same person that build track for this one, build tracks for that one. I didn't want to be part of that. I want to. I mean, there are times I've received tracks from somebody. They gave me a track, but then once I receive that track, I will customize it. It has to sound my way. Because again, I want to be in a separate class by myself when it comes to the sound of my music, my vocals, and everything. I want to be different. So I remember after I decided I'm going to be a one man band, I want to do this. I bought the keyboard and I practiced for like about 1 year before I even, you know, thought about coming out. At that time, I was still in Untouchables band. I was, doing the band stuff, but I was doing my stuff on the side, like practicing, building my repertoire. Because, when you're in a band, and you're a singer, you have a band behind you that backing you, and all you had to focus was on your focus. When you become a one man band now, you're a sound engineer, you're a singer, you're a keyboard player,
Yeah.
you're everything in one. So it takes a lot of focus, lots of concentration, to really be and to execute it properly.
Yeah.
I mean, but
You understand that?
there are different levels of one man band. You know, there are one man band where people actually create and play, and there are one man band where people just hold on a button. And there's nothing wrong with that. People have to do what works for them, and the technology allows it. If the technology allows you to
Make it
really
easy for the
do
person.
fancy thing, why not? If you can just hold a button and thing it, why not? There's nothing wrong with that. But there are different level. I consider myself fortunate because I have my music background where I can listen to a track and build a track. And when I do build something, a lot of times it sounds like you'd recognize it, but then if you listen carefully, you could hear that super Terry touch where something I add in and it's just there to give it that extra
A
little
unique sound.
flavor.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But being a one man band, it's not easy. Like I said, you're basically multitasking. Sometimes you're singing and people come, they want to have a conversation. you, you, people come stand
Everybody
next.
want to know the DJ and the one man band. I
Yeah, I
want to
mean,
get
they
a
can
picture with you.
wait until you finish. I see people that come to me and like tell me, "Hey, the party was nice last week." Come on, can you just wait until I'm finished? Because remember, you you're focusing.
Concentration there. Yeah.
You have to concentrate. You have to try to remember your words because with me, it's like I have a very very large repertoire, and it's impossible to remember the lyrics to all the songs. But what I did, because I'm fresh with technology, I have lyrics on my iPod, and I actually even with the Yamaha, it has a way where when you bring up a style, you can, if you save your stuff in the registration, when you bring it up, you bring up a certain song, it can pull up your lyrics automatically just in case you forget. Or sometimes you use it as a guide, especially for new songs, because after a while it sticks in your head. Like for example, I have this Korg PA5X. This is my new keyboard here that I'm using. This one here, and I had it for like 2 years now, but I basically had to like convert and transfer a lot of stuff I have in the Yamaha for this one. And then again, being a perfectionist, I didn't want to just go out there with it not singing right. Now it's to the point where it's singing the way I want it. So I started using it quite often. Perhaps. Actually, I'm going to walk with it to Maryland. I'm going to walk with both keyboards, because they're the keyboards, they have different personality. They have their own kind of song, and it's like what you'll find in one, you may find not find in the other. So, but I like the Korg because the Korg has um a more professional sound.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's
So,
well, yeah. So it also sounds like a real band. Compared to some of the other keyboards that I have out there.
awesome.
You
We
know.
got some people still coming in. Winston T. Jacob is saying, greetings, everyone. Blessed love. DJ Quinn and big up. Terry, the one man. Terry in the house, he's saying.
Yep.
All the guys who follow you, man. And then we got Patterson. Rick Patterson is following you too. One of the best
Great, good.
Chinese one-man bands currently out there. Super Terry was at the party when you came to Maryland and also Untouchable. Yeah, people follow you, man. That's the household name. Super
Yep.
Terry, the one-man band.
True,
That's
true.
awesome. The folks are coming out.
Yeah, I really appreciate the compliments. I appreciate you guys being part of my music, and helping me to grow, because without you guys,
Yeah, looks like I lose him for a little bit. I'm talking to Super Terry, the one-man band, and you guys, if you're in the Maryland area, in the DMV area, I want you to definitely come out on the 18th to be with us in Maryland. Let me show you what I have for us coming up. We have some folks going to be playing some good music, and you grown folks that don't go out a whole lot, this is the place for you to come on out and be with Super Terry, the one-man band. And so this is the Caribbean Affair. It's happening on July 18th. It's in Bowie, Maryland. And if you follow Super Terry, you know what he does. So you can come on, meet him in person. But please don't come talk to the man when he's playing music. Let him do his thing, and then you can get your Kodak moments afterwards. All right?
Yep.
But he's going to be in town, and we'll have a good time over there at West Bowie Village Mall, 13711 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland. It's going to be me, DJ The Jimmy T Experience, Bobby Music Machine, and it's Bobby Adams. And the featured artist is Super Terry, the one-man band. Now, my cousin, he doesn't want you guys to pay anything else at the door. $25 all the time. Nothing else at the door. The food is on the house. So this is a guy who's giving back to the community. It starts at 9 p.m. And you see there's nothing more at the door. It says more. This is the old flyer. There's no more at the door. I'm telling you that from now. So, guys, don't think it's a simple watered down party because you don't pay more at the door. This is somebody who wants to give back to the community, that handle the expense of the food and so many other things, that wants to give back to you grown folks. So please come out and support. You're going to meet the DJs and especially meet Super Terry, the one-man band, on 18th of July. Come out from 9 p.m. Come early so you can get a good seat if you guys like to sit down. I know for me, I don't sit down at all. I went to Atlanta and I wasn't sitting at all, man. I on my feet the whole time, because when I hear good music, trust me, man, I love to get my exercise on, let my blood circulate. So guys, please mark it on your calendar. Come out on the 18th. Meet Super Terry, the one-man band. Wonderful guy, and I'm talking to him because of that event. And Super Terry, back in the day when I used to grow in the village, I used to write my songs in an exercise book. 3-4 exercise book. I write all my songs. Put your arms around me and all these songs. My mom, I couldn't sing those songs at home because two big men don't live in the same house, right?
Oh yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
had to sing in the backyard, sing by the trench and all that stuff. But I used to write my songs, and me and the guys in the village used to kind of compete to know songs and to write songs in the exercise book. Two things we did. We compete to write the numbers of cars passing those speeding cars on the road and songs that we hear in the radio. And you got to hear it 2 times to be able to write those songs. And so I had exercise books of songs that I could have really sang. Aaron Neville and all these guys, Lionel Richie and all those songs. We did that
Yep.
back in the day. We found things to do with our time. And so I hope
Hmm.
you have your I know you have a repertoire of music in your iPad, but we had exercise books. You
That's
got up,
right. Yeah.
you upgraded, man. You got an iPad. Back in the day it was exercise books, man. But that's awesome. But so now you add it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis to your repertoire. How do you do that?
I'm sorry.
How do you add to your songs? How do you work that out? Add into your songs, to your list of songs.
Do, do I add what do you mean? Like as far as new music?
Yeah, new music to your songs. Yeah, to your list. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, as you know, a lot of times, you go out and you perform and you hear a song and you see the way the crowd react to it because it's something new, then you make a note of that song, you go in and you add it to your repertoire. A lot of times I may program it, but I may not perform it immediately because I'm the type of person. If I'm not comfortable with a song, I'm not gonna do it. I don't like to feel embarrassed or shame, So I will program the stuff and I will learn it, and eventually, um, ti as time proceeds, I'll get more familiar and I'll start doing it. Sometimes I just start with the first verse and the chorus, do that, and then I move into something because my repertoire is like very, very large. In my reggae repertoire alone, I have over 400 songs in for the reggae, so it's like really extensive.
Let's talk
So,
about genres. I heard you say you like to sing a lot of soca. Well, which is the best genre of music you like to play now as a one-man band?
well, actually, now I can't say that I like one over the other. I try to because different functions um re- require different views. For sometimes you may play for a 68 or a 78, and you play some of the stuff, but they don't want that stuff. A lot of people want to hold on and dance. They want the oldies and stuff like that. So I try. I like all of them. I love oldies. I love reggae. I love soca. I even, I listen to a lot of Brazilian music. I like Brazilian music also. But for as far as the genre, I like most for performing. I like soca and reggae. You know, I will do those. But I try to do a little bit of everything. I try to be updated and what people expect. That's what I try to deliver.
Oh, folks love the folk song, man. Folks love the cracker songs and all
Of
that.
course, yes, they love that. Yeah, usually get a good yeah, they do. They kick the especially the Guyanese the Guyanese swing that we put to it. They love that.
Open the
Yeah,
door, let the man come in. And if
yeah, yeah,
he coming, I be new.
yeah,
Yeah, all
yeah,
these songs, people follow you, man. And people break away those chairs just to do their
yeah,
old time dance, man. Folks,
yeah. People
I think
love
you find
that.
the
People
crowd
love that.
can relate to those kind of music. But
Definitely.
you often say, Terry, that you don't want your music is not for just Guyanese or Caribbean people, but for everyone. Why is that important to you?
Well, the thing is, okay, I find sometimes when you put yourself in a box, you're limited, right? So I remember, for example, of Natural Black, right?
Yeah. Nine
Good,
to
natural,
five.
good.
Well,
Natural
that is
Black,
Winston T. Joseph, special friend, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Winston T.
Mike,
Joseph. Yeah, yeah.
Natural Black, Guyanese artist. But if you didn't know he's Guyanese, when you listen to his music, it sounds like Jamaican trance. It's more on a commercial level, so it can be, it's not just for Guyanese only,
It could be
Barbadian. Everybody can relate to it.
internationally. Hmm.
And with my new songs, that's what I try to do. Of course, I still do the Guyanese stuff here, which is good. I love the Guyanese stuff here, but sometimes you have to explore different avenue instead of boxing yourself into one way. I could do the
Of course, music
Guyanese,
evolved.
yeah, I could do the Guyanese Quaker reggae stuff, yes, but then I would find myself just catering for Guyanese people only. But if you want to expand, you have to try different things, and you have to like kind of like venture out a little bit, you know, and because you never know what or which one your song could really hit it, you know, because you can have a big song that's played in Guyana, but no one knows it, no, you know, in no other country. I mean, you kind of box in there, but I try to, with my new music I'm doing, I try to like experiment. I want this song mostly on a commercial basis, like commercial music. And you can't listen to say, oh, that's a Guyanese artist. You know, you shouldn't, you'll have someone will have to tell you. So it's a thing I'm trying. It has nothing, I have nothing against. I love my Guyanese people, I love my Guyanese, but this is something as a musician, you have to try different things. There, you know, I've seen people, I've seen, Caribbean singers that go to London and record and get a break from London, you know, to get back to the Caribbean, you know. So it's like you try different things in different avenue, yeah. And yes, I mean, my music is well known among Guyanese people, and most of the new stuff they know that's me, they know that's it. But my whole idea, I'm just looking to broaden my horizon instead of boxing myself in to do like the Guyanese Kwekwe reggae, which is good. It's very unique. You know, I
Yeah.
love it. It's unique. You know, I love it. It's very good. You know, I have to big up to my good friend Gucci Boss. You know, he's a pioneer and he's been really promoting this, and it's really, really good. But it's like, you know, I do stuff like that too, but I mean, I'm experimenting. You know,
I gotta talk
just
to Gucci Bass, man. He sings some good one, Lowly and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
exactly, yeah,
That man,
exactly.
he worthless boy. He worthless. He
Yeah,
worthless.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
that's my buddy, man.
exactly.
Yeah, but
You know,
have
it's
there been a moment? Yeah, you were saying?
you know, it's like Super Ray Bamsey song. I mean that song. No matter where you go across the world, the rhythm itself. No matter where you go, anywhere in the world, you will hear that rhythm playing. You know,
Yeah.
it's different. It's you know, and it's not where I've played Trinidadians, I've played Jamaicans, and they all know, but that rhythm, you know, it's like
Yeah.
you know.
Bamsy with him.
Yeah, because a lot of people use it and they remix, they put other songs on top of it, and it sounds good. And that's a
Yeah.
part of like experimenting and just, you know, yeah.
Mm. Have there been a moment when someone from another culture perhaps connected with you because of the special, in a special way, because of the music you sang that is from their culture?
Yes, exactly. Actually, um, I played for a couple of organization from Barbados, and because you know, as we know, one man is a Guyanese thing. You know, a lot of these Caribbean they probably have it, but it's not as popular. You know,
Okay.
so I remember a DJ from Barbados, he heard me and he's like, wow, you know, and he heard like patrons like guy and used to love all these, right? So he hired me to perform at his party, which was predominantly Bajans. But these are people that love to dance, they love to waltz, you know, they love oldies, you know. And when they heard what I was doing, they kind of fell in love with it. Before you know it, I got a call from LA, you know, they wanted to fly me over there to do, was just I had conflict with the dates and stuff, you know, but that's
Yeah.
still before now time. But it happens, yeah. Even like sometimes I do there's some Jamaican spot around the corner, not too far from where I live. And I perform there and they're in love with the one man because it's something that's new to them, you know. They're accustomed to the full band, but they hear this one man with a keyboard and he's singing the songs that they're familiar with, you know, and it sounds like, you know, what they want to hear. So
Right.
yeah, so I've had those
Man,
experiences.
I'm talking to Terry, man. Terry Watson, aka the One Man Band. What do you
Super
think
Terry.
makes music such a powerful universal language, Super Terry?
Actually, I think music is such a powerful universal because you know what, regardless, music have something called rhythm, right? And regardless of what language it's in, that rhythm is universal. You could hear that beat, you could hear that bounce, because you could hear a salsa, it got and it makes you want to dance. You don't know what they're saying, but that rhythm, and because it's just something with human nature and music, you know, it just for some reason it just how should I explain it? It just motivates, just moves you. I've I remember a few years ago, a good friend of mine that introduced me to a Brazilian singer. His name was Dejavan, and another singer called Sandra Dessa. And I listened to the music. I never understood what they were saying, but this music and the voice was so melodic, and the way the arrangement, it was like, I was like, so eventually I learned the songs. I even got a translation so to know what they're saying, But it's
Yeah.
just something with music. No matter, I don't know. I've never experienced something that you can say is horrible music or terrible music.
Mm.
Once you have an open mind, you can feel it. It can move you.
Mm.
You know.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a universal language.
it is.
Sheldon Alexander is saying Red Lion Song Family. Would you know about that?
That's right. Of course. Yes, I just performed for them last weekend in the park. Yeah, and I always perform for his annual Black and White New Year's Eve. Oh, he's like
Yeah.
really very good supporter. Good friend of mine. Yeah, big up
He
Sheldon.
said you and Super Ray did an amazing job on Saturday.
Yes,
Big up
exactly.
to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Big
Yeah,
up Red
yeah.
Lion family. Yep, yep,
Yeah, I want to
yep.
say good night to the folks in Melanie Damishana. Blessings, good gentlemen, well done. Mr. Bernard Durant is over in North Melanie Damishana. Good night to you and Rondo over there, my folks on the east coast of Demerara. And then Winston T saying the first one man band that I can remember was Teaspoon back in the days. You
Yep.
remember that?
Pioneer, exactly.
Teaspoon?
Yep. Pioneer, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Listen, guys, if you got questions for Super Terry, please drop it in. Let's see how we can pull from this man who is more than a musician. But Super Terry, we didn't talk a lot about family, other than dad who brought you up to the states, and how is family support in your life and your career?
Well, family is support. Yeah. Family support is great. I have grown kids that marry. I have grown kids, and my youngest is 27. You know,
Wow.
so uh, but I have. I mean, my kids were raised similarly the way I was raised. In a strict family household where certain discipline and certain things are expected, with certain expectations. And I'm proud to say to this day, like to now, all my kids turn out, they're doing well for themselves. They're independent. They're making a living. I can call them up and say, hey, give your daddy a couple dollars and I'll get it.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
nice. That's so nice.
yeah,
When they
yeah.
can tell
So
you something.
yeah, so I can say as far as like the support. I mean, it's like my son, who's very talented. Also, he sang, but he he's like an entrepreneur. He wants to try different things. He was in the clothing business, the clothing line, and this thing. So, but I think I was like a big influence in his life as far as the music. He saw what I was doing, and it kind of influenced him. As I try to get my daughters involved, but they're like, my second daughter, she have a real good voice. I remember she went the school that where I worked. She attended that school, and because of me being so uh how should I say it? I had this push for kids and music. Like for example, the principal will say, "Oh, Mr. Watson, we have X amount of dollars in the budget. What do we need?" And I got to the point where I had them purchase a full recording studio in the school.
Wow.
So the kids
A
were
good
making,
advocate for the kids. A very good
yeah,
advocate for the kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
the kids were they were making CDs, they were doing the recording, and on some today's day, some of these kids are out there doing this, some they're producing their stuff, but they had that foundation, because I looked at it. Sometimes you speak to some of these kids and their parents are not around, and when parents are not around, they can easily get into trouble. And having that after school program, which I did for free, where I taught them music, how to use the software, how to do certain things, it helps it helped a lot of them. And even sometimes they will hit them on Facebook, and Mr. Watts, how you doing, man? I gotta tell you, man, you really helped me, and I don't know. Because I think not being there, who knows what could have happened, But they had something to do after school. They could have come into the recording studio. We had a bunch of keyboards. We also had a music teacher that taught piano. So they were like fully, they had an environment where it was conducive for learning as far as the music goes, and technology. So I think on that part, it really helped a lot of people, and it really helped me also. It also helped me to grow because while
No,
teaching them and showing them stuff, I'm learning myself. I'm becoming
of
more
course.
proficient.
And
Yeah,
it give them a start for career pathway,
exactly.
and
Mhm.
we don't recognize that skills in schools now, trade skills in schools, entrepreneurship and all this kind of soft skills is so necessary in our middle and high schools, and you were there. So what advice would you give to people in regards to career coaches being in schools now to guide our youths in the right career pathway? What would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to encourage kids to get into technology, right? Um, Learn about computers because this is not going away. It's something that's here to stay. And now we have AI, so it's like I always, even my daughter, when at one point she's like, Dad, I want to study psychology. I said psychology is good, but I mean that market is like really saturated. There's a lot of psychologists, and unless you really get into a good organization where you can work, it's very difficult and very competitive. I said, why don't you try technology? I mean, try to, but she didn't like technology. Anyway, she ended up being a nurse. She's an RN. She works at she works with kids now. She's worked at Bellevue, so she graduated about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Awesome,
But I mean, I
awesome.
always, for kids, I always encourage them, try to become computer literate, because this is where the way the world is going right now. A lot of people saying, oh, AI is going to control the world. No, AI is not going to control the world because AI is nothing without the people behind it, you know.
Yeah, you got to put something inside of it for it to duplicate
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So for kids, because to me, especially um, in the States here, having a technological background, you will never be out of a job. There's always work, there's always demand, and these are high paying job.
Yeah,
And they're
and
not,
trade skills too. We need
it,
people to drive those heavy equipment. We need people to build bridges. We need people to put
it's,
our lights on. You know, our
it's
plumbing,
true.
our painters. You
It's
know,
true. Yeah. But sometimes you look at it, it's like, actually, it's so weird that you mentioned plumbing, Do you know plumbers are some of the highest paid
highest.
people
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
city,
I
especially
mean,
in the city of
they
New
get
York?
into dirty water. They get into under buildings. I mean, they do the work to get paid. And so I'm talking to Super Terry, the one man band, and a lot of times when I see these kind of blackouts, I wonder if he's in a country that I know, but I think he's right here in the USA, so he'll come back. But I'm talking to him because he will be inside Maryland to entertain us on the 18th of July, and I hope you guys will definitely come out and support this event. I hope that you guys will see it fit to come and support this worthy cause. This is the WFFR Sunshine Radio event. We support everyone else on their event. We announce it in our radio station, and This occasion, you can come on in and meet the DJs. These are legendary DJs, people who've been playing music more than 50 years. Bobby Adams, The Music Machine, DJ The Jimmy T Experience. You know, me, I'm down to the bottom. You see why? Because I only started playing music in 2020 thereabout. I used to play one turntable for my mom back in the days in the village, but I didn't consider myself no DJ until my job in Atlanta demanded that I be the DJ for them, and so I played music all over Georgia. And so these guys are legends. So I hope you guys come and meet these real DJs on the 18th. And Super Terry, the one-man band, people ought to come out and meet him, especially you folks in Maryland who might complain that there's not a whole lot of places to go. Please come out and meet Super Terry, the one-man band, on the 18th of July. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. It's going to be bang on. The food is on the house. And the same price you pay at the door, the same price you pay for the ticket. When you see me, you can grab your ticket and make sure you secure your spot because tickets are going fast. I'm going to New Jersey, New York, and their tickets might be sold out this weekend. So please grab your tickets from me or Bobby Adams or Jimmy T or Debbie. Let's bring back Terry in because I need to get more out of him before he leaves us tonight. So Terry trying to work on some music. Terry!
Yep, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you go back to work, man. So listen, what advice would you give to young one-man bands coming up?
My advice to young one is put everything you have into it. Learn the skills, learn the trade properly, learn the music, learn the words to the song. You know, it's very important, you know, that you know the words, learn the words. Try to learn as much. And I'm very open. I mean, I got a lot of calls from different people from all over concerning questions and any assistance they need as far as like how to do this, how to do that. I'm willing to help and show anybody, you know. But for one man band, I think they should just put a lot into the music. Try to learn, you know, and not everyone will excel at the musicmanship, but you know, if you're gonna do something, do it wholeheartedly, do it dedicated, be very dedicated. Don't think about the money, that will come eventually. You know, try to perfect your skill, try to work on your vocal, you know, presentation, your music presentation, also your personal presentation. You know, when someone hire you for a job, show up looking the way you should look, you know. Not, you know, someone hire you for a birthday, you show up in a sneaker and a pants and a vest and, you know, presentation honestly really, really matters, you know. I get a lot of calls for a lot of good jobs and, you know, I play for a lot of organizations, you know. And one thing they always talk about the way I present myself, which is it takes you a far away. So for upcoming bands, try to learn as much as you can from anyone who's willing to teach you. Try to put a lot of effort into perfecting your craft. Learn the songs, learn the words. You know, and one thing I learned from Flantis, if you don't know the full song, just learn at least, get the introduction or a verse in the chorus. When if the first verse, you know, and the chorus, that's all you need. You're not a record, you're not gonna play like from everything, you know. You can repeat that first verse, you know. But there's certain musicianship where you can talk to people and you can think, but you come back to the verse, you know. So it's something that you definitely try to listen to a lot of other people and listen objectively. Don't listen to criticize, listen to see what that person doing that you can do to improve what you're doing, you know. Because I mean, yes, some people can look and criticize, oh, whatever, you know, but you can learn from everybody. You can learn from everybody. So be open-minded, and try to put as much as you can into your craft.
Super Terry, the one-man band. June, we just got out of June. June was Men's Health Awareness Month, and we recently celebrated Father's Day. What message do you have for men?
What message I have for men?
Yeah, Men's Health and Father's Day, Men's Health Awareness, and you know, us as entertainers, we work late nights and we sometimes neglect our health. What advice can you offer?
Well, my advice to the fellas is moderation. Do everything with moderation. Don't try not to overdo. Try to maintain a balance in your life. I mean, there's a time for everything. There's a time for seriousness. There's a time to party. There's a time for everything. So, but everything you do in life, try to maintain a balance. Not too much of one thing. Try to maintain a balance. Try to be, especially if you have kids, try to be that role model for that. If you're not a part of their life, try to be a part of their lives. To you know because I, I grew up mostly with my mom, and then I grew up with my father when he came here. But now my mom is here; she lives with me. I'm taking care of her. But try to be if you have your parents respectful, you have kids, try to teach them. I mean, you can make a child, but you can't make the child's mind. But try to instill what is right, what is wrong. It's up to them to do whatever once they reach a certain age. I'm the type of person, I grew up in the old school way. So with me, it's like, if like you said, in your parents' houses, two man can live under the same roof. This
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
but it's like I can be very strict, but then I also give my kids a lot of latitude. But I use my judgment. Certain things I don't like, and I would say I don't like certain things. You cannot do certain things. I mean, they may be mad or get mad at you at the time, but what I've learned over the years is that sometimes our parents tell us stuff and we don't listen. But guess what? Whatever they said to us, is that like some people say it goes through one ear and pass through. No, it stays within your mind. And
Yeah.
when we do the wrong thing, it comes back to us. Why my parents used to tell me this. We may not admit it. So for the fellas, I like to say, just try to do everything with moderation. Try to take care of yourself. Try to take care of your health. I mean, you're gonna drink, yes, but drink with moderation. Try to maintain a balance in every single thing you do. Not too much
Mm,
of one thing.
awesome.
Life is about balance. It's about good and evil. You have some good, you have some evil. The same thing. Try to apply those principles in your life. It's like, because you can be doing something that is good, but if you overdo it, it becomes bad. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Good nuggets. Gigi George was saying good night to you. Look at the replay because she probably at
Yes.
work. So say good night to Gigi George, man. She danced for you.
GG. Yes. Good night. Good night. Good
Yeah,
night. Good
yeah.
night. Good night to all
Winston
our
is
listeners.
Winston is asking us to remember the event coming up, I believe, um, on August 15th. There's a good way of fish fry in Essex between Hegman and New Lats. Okay, you drop your advertisement here. All right, Winston, we remember that. All
Yeah.
right, Super Terry's going to be there too. Are you going to be there, Super Terry?
August 15th. I'm not sure.
August,
It's so weird because a lot of times I rely so heavily on technology. If you ask me where I'm gonna be playing 2 weeks from now, I have to look at my
you got to
calendar.
go to
I
the.
just put it there.
Yeah.
I don't keep nothing in my head.
Mm,
Some
yeah.
people they
Yeah.
can tell you like that with me. No, it's like
Yeah.
yeah. I always have to
Wow.
refer to my calendar. Mhm.
Yeah. So we are in this segment we call tell us though, look at your calendar and tell us what you got. I know what you got going on the 18th, but what you got going on the 25th?
On the 25th, let's see. I'll have to come out because it's on my phone.
Well, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, just in case you don't know, Super Terry will be with DJ Shrimpy's event summer
That's right. Yes. How did I
Facebook
forget
party.
that?
Yeah, July 25th at the Woodbine. I'll be there too with Lady Supreme, and Super Terry will be there with one man band. Buster one man band will be there also. I'll be in the ones and two. So is DJ Shrimpy. So that's another
Yes.
opportunity for you guys to meet Super Terry the one man band. Yeah. So
And
the
that part is
18th
going to
and the
be really
25th.
good. It's going to be really good. I played for him last year. It was really really good. I know this year is
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
be
there.
even
Yeah.
better. So make sure
Yeah.
make sure you come out and support. You guys know Shrimpy. He's one of the nicest person that I've met. He is such a gentleman. Really really nice guy. And come out to support. So don't forget Maryland.
Maryland, the 18th, yeah.
The
I know
18th,
Super
yes.
Terry. These are two. This is two events that both people are actually giving back to the community, right? Leon Vickery and Shrimpy.
Hmm.
Shrimpy used to keep these parties in his backyard, and he decided to bring it out to the outside in Woodbine last year. It was the first year, and it was the second
Yep.
year.
Hmm.
And the food is on the house, and just like the 18th, the food is on the house. This is giving back to the community, and so
Yep.
come and see Super Terry, come see me, and take some
That's
pictures
right.
with me, you know. And
Yep.
we always take pictures, man. We always get
Of
Kodak
course.
moments, you know. Thank you so much for
True.
all the good pictures we had over the years, man.
Yep.
So what can they expect at these two events, man? I know you talked about how you program your music. Tell us what we can expect from you on the 18th and on the 25th.
Well, the 18th, you can expect top quality entertainment. That's all I can say. Top quality, because once you come to a party where Super Terry is playing, you will definitely have a good time. You will not be disappointed. You will be entertained properly. So just make sure you walk with comfortable shoes. That's all I'm gonna advise you. Make sure your shoes are comfortable, and come out to have a good time. And we're gonna party.
We're gonna party. You heard it from the man himself, Super Terry, the one-man band. This segment is called Rapid Fire. You got some water there, something in your glass to drink?
Let me get something really quick.
All right, so I'm gonna definitely wait for Super Terry because I don't want to drop a song also that he sang. Guys, Super Terry, he sang a new song. And we got some things going on in Guyana. He made a song, man. You gotta hear this one. This one is bad, like yes. This one is called Black Belly Account. Let me see if I can drop it in.
Cheers.
Cheers. Are you hearing this song, Terry?
I'm not hearing it right now.
In the big house, you're smiling wide. But the pot run dry on the other side. Taxman money in a family chain. While the market road cry out again.
No, I'm not hearing it.
Belly sheep in the yard. Brazilian cattle and the pets. That was like swimming in a glassy plant. But the little man still can't catch a hand.
I'm hearing it though.
Poor man
Loud and
fighting
clear.
for every cent. Who eat first? Who gets fed? While the carbon talk and the children
Yes,
dread.
I can hear it in the other computer. Yeah.
Who you feeding?
I'll tell you, man. What are you singing about there, man? Super Terry One, man. What are you singing about there?
Okay, basically, it's a bit of social commentary. For example, we have a situation going on in Guyana, not just Guyana, over the world. You can see the same thing is happening where people in high places that we elect, they're basically serving themselves and their family, and they forget about the people that elect them. So this particular song is concerning that, where you see people are using state resources and state funds to enrich themselves, enrich your family. So basically the Black Belly account. It's not just about Guyana, but people from all over the world can relate because we have the same issue. We have the same issue right here with our president. So
Let's hear some more of it. Black Belly Account.
yeah.
Not my money, not your money. They'll stay climbing. That's so funny. Leave the life on, leave the place. While the little house get away. Hey.
Super Terry, you also sang
Oh, yeah.
about some bad-minded people. What's
Oh,
going
yes.
on with some bad-minded people? What kind of bad-minded experience you had with bad-minded people?
Well, actually, Bad Many People is a song about life because, it's so weird because, I'm like a very trusting person, but I've learned and I've seen, I've experienced it. People are just jealous. And when that jealousy gets to a point, if they can hurt you, they will. People are so small-minded and petty. You can wear a shirt that they don't have, and there's a jealousy. It's like a bad
Mm.
mind. I've
A
seen
shirt that you bought from the thrift shop, even, you know.
exactly. They don't know how you got it, but it's on you. You wear it, you look well in it, and some people just envy. You know, some people they don't know what you have or what you do or to achieve whatever you have, and they're just jealous. So that song is about that. This bad minded is, for example, they they can do something to help you and they would not because they don't want you to succeed. So it's not
Mm.
about specifically anybody, but it's about life and reality because this is the world we're living in. We have people like that.
Bad-minded
Yeah.
people. Man,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
They can't stop our flow.
Together we stand strong in perfect harmony. We're dancing to our rhythm that the haters hate. Love conquers all, that's how we ever be. God mighty people, they can touch our souls. We rise like the sun, breaking all the cold. With the heart full of joy and a mind that's free. Together we stand strong in perfect harmony.
And then you also sang this song about country
Country
boy,
boy.
man. This country boy
Yes.
from Belfield, from where? From what village
Country
again?
boy, yeah. Living the simple life. Yeah, man. That
Yeah.
song. Yes, 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 yes. You know, yep. Under the
What
bright stars,
mindset
no
were you
need for
in?
strife.
What mindset were you in when you wrote it? What was the mindset?
Actually, I was thinking about writing something about my lifestyle in Guyana. And then like that, it's weird because sometimes you may have a certain vision in your head about a song. And when it's finished, it evolves into something totally different. But Country
Yeah.
Boy basically is a reflection of my life in Guyana. That simple life, living a simple
Oh,
life, you know, just taking it easy,
humble beginnings. Humble
yes,
beginnings there.
yes, exactly, yes.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta hear country boy people. You gotta hear it.
Yep.
Living a simple life under the bright stars, no need for strife. With me much steady, cutting through the core. Country boy never lost, never torn. Oh,
I am talking to Super Terry, the one man band. I'm talking to him because his life matters, man. His story matters. We're doing storytelling over here on Forefront today. We're doing storytelling over here. So thank you so much, Super Terry, for coming on in and talking to me. This segment is called Rapid Fire. That's why I wanted to make sure you had something to drink because one word answers, or if you want to give a sentence, that's good. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Rapid fire. Rapid fire round. Your favorite song to perform, Terry? What's that?
Oh gosh.
I know I was going to stump you on one, man. 'Cause you got too many songs in your head.
Too many, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I love all of them because that's something about me. If I'm not feeling a song, I don't like it, I would not do it.
Hmm.
So all the songs that I perform, I like. But just one song I've learned recently. It's called "Mental Break" by Kes.
Okay.
It's a soca song. I love that song because it's just a party song. It's like a really party song. I love that. But I think one of my favorite song is uh what's the name of the song? Gosh, there's so many. Um Gosh,
I
it's
thought
not
you
coming
like
to me.
I thought you liked the one Guyana is always on my mind, man. I thought that was your favorite.
Kind of. Well, actually, that was from the actually that's our first album in Untouchables,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that was from our first album in Untouchables, Guy on My Mind. Yeah, that was a fun
Nice.
song too. It was a
Yeah.
remake of an old song. If you
Right.
listen to it, yeah, yeah.
That is awesome. I jam that all the time. So let me move on with you real quick. Is rapid fire. Your favorite Caribbean artist? Who would that be? Your favorite Caribbean artist?
I like Kiss.
Kes. Kes can
Yeah.
put out a good show, man. He's gonna be in
Yes,
New York sometime soon.
yes.
Yeah, Kes the band.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I'll take Kes. All right. So what's your favorite food, man?
Gosh, I love cook up, man.
Cook up rice with what? With the chicken foot? With what? Shrimp? With
With
what? Fried fish,
everything,
shark?
with everything. Wait a minute. Why are we on the subject of cook up rice? I just want to get this clear, okay?
Mm.
If it doesn't have meat inside, it's not cooked up rice. Okay?
Okay. Okay. That's
Because
ital.
actually,
That's
it,
ital.
it's ital or maybe coconut rice with coconut milk or whatever it is. But some people
Okay.
say, okay, I have cook up here, you buy the cook up, okay, you have to get a piece of chicken to go inside. That's not cook up. Cook up got
Mm.
obstacles. You know, when we grew up in the, especially countryside, you got to know this. Cook up
Yeah.
have obstacles. You have a
Obstacles.
little piece of thing. You have your sour beef, your
Yeah.
tripe, your pigtail, chicken foot. You know,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
a cook up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So if
Let
you're
people
gonna
know
give
that.
me call it ital, but don't give me no rice and peas and call it cook up. It's not cook up.
Cook up. Thank you, Super Terry, the one man, man. His favorite food is cook up. One
Yeah,
place, give me some okra anytime, man. Some okra with shrimp,
I
okra with
love okra
whatever,
too. Yeah, I love okra
yeah.
too.
But one place you still want to perform, where would that be?
One place I still want to perform. Actually, I for years I always wanted to perform for Trinidad Carnival.
Hmm.
You know, when I was in Ninja Band, I had the opportunity to perform with lots of Trinidadian artists, all the big names, Marshall, Iowa George, everybody, And a lot of my friends from Trinidad said, man, you need to come to Trinidad. You need to, because at those days, I tried to find some of those footage because, I was like, when it comes to soca those days, I consider myself a real badass. I was really, really,
Hmm.
So, I dreamt about performing on that big stage in Trinidad for Trinidad Carnival. I know they usually have like a Caribbean night. We have different artists from different something like that. I will definitely, But I think I need to write me a good song and then try to see if I could get it. Get
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, we just lost Oscar B, man, from Byron the Dragonaires.
Yes, yes, that's a great loss. Yeah, big loss. Yeah,
Yeah. And I just spoke to Jomo, who actually worked with Byron the Dragonaires too, and good soca performers. Yeah.
yeah, very,
So maybe we
very
need
good
to
entertainer.
collaborate. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
very good entertainer. Yeah.
Man, we're still in rapid fire though. You're not getting off of this.
Okay.
You're not getting away from me. Your biggest lesson life has taught you, Super Terry. The biggest lesson life has taught you.
Biggest lesson life has taught me is to be humble.
Hmm. Why
Yes.
so?
Don't let nothing get to your head. Because I realize, when you look at life and you look at everything, um, especially the things that people go crazy for, I like nice things, you know, I like nice cars, nice clothes, have a nice home. But the thing is, to me, that does not mean anything. These things I work hard for, I got it, but that's not. I'm not gonna let that get to my head. I could lose my car tomorrow. I could lose my house tomorrow. It does not matter. You know, I think being humble and being contented
Hmm.
takes you far in life. You
Awesome.
know,
Awesome.
I try to be respectful to everybody. People can say, "Oh, I don't think someone would say, oh, that's Super Jerry, he's full of himself." No, that's not me. If someone
Hmm.
says that, they would, that's not me. Be
Hmm.
humble. You know,
Yeah. Well, then, that's a good segue to ask you one word that describes Super Terry.
one word that's complex.
Complex. Okay.
Yes, I'm very, I'm a very complex person in the way I think and everything. I'm not the type of person that I'm a very deep thinker when it comes to certain things, and you can see it in my music, in the way I write. Um, but I can. Tupac himself is a very complicated person, but around people, I'm like very normal, But me myself, I'm very complex, very complicated,
Complex. Complex.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you could leave one message to the world, what would that be?
Message to the world: take care of each other, love your fellow man, take
Hmm.
care of each other. You know, if you can help someone, help them. You know, I would definitely. I,
Awesome.
I think if we all practice that, this world would definitely be a better place.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so. You had a birthday recently, man. I shout you out on my programs. Happy belated
Oh
to you still.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
oh gosh, that birthday was a was a disaster. What I did? Oh, actually, um, I'm doing some renovation in the house, and on my birthday, I the guys they were breaking out the bathroom, taking down the walls and all that stuff because we build a new bathroom. So the contractor told me I could put the stuff at because my garage is like full of junk. You know, so he said, you know
Mm,
what? You can put your stuff in the in the truck. They're gonna dump it. So I spent
right.
my birthday actually all day cleaning the garage.
Wow. Wow. That's a good way to spend it, boy. Do something constructive
Yep.
that's going to make your
Exactly.
life
Yep.
easier. But
Yep.
but it seems to me that you make good friends. Bigger. Lots of people are your, but lots of people know you. But I always see bigger with you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
is that your best buddy?
Well, yes, actually, I have a lot of good friends, right? I mean, no, I shouldn't say I have a lot of good friends. I have people that are close to me that I admire and people that I cherish. I have good friends. Gregory Prophet, he is one of my good friends. We've been from in Ninja Band for days. I have his cousin Bo, good friends. These are people that they can show up at my house anytime. I can show up at their house. But bigger, and I became pretty close due to the music. Bigger have this love for the music, and it started off where he would find out where I'm playing because he was following me actually from since Untouchables. So we became friends. I was playing in Jersey. I said, "Man, you could take the ride with me, and you'll come." And then I realized that he became like an asset. He helps me out a lot. Because sometimes
Mm,
you're tired, especially excuse me, especially after a show, and he was big. It's always there. I want to like about Bigger. It's like if I tell Bigger, I'm leaving here at 8 o'clock. By
he's already
seven
there.
forty-five, he is here, ready. You know
Yeah.
so he become like my right hand person. It's someone I know for sure that has my back. I, it's like if I could be performing a food sharing, we're gonna make sure when I finish I have food. It's like really,
Mm.
really good. And now he's been singing a lot. You guys gonna get
Yeah.
a
See
chance to
him.
you gonna
Yeah, I
good,
saw
good,
him. I
yeah.
saw him perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like it's like I was telling someone at my job, right? I have two assistants now because I'm planning to retire next year. So in order to pass on, I have someone in training, two-person. And I was explaining to them, I says, in life, for me, I had a lot of people that helped me to get me to the point where I'm at today. And I say it's only right if I can help people to do the same. So I told them, I said, anything you guys need to know, let me know. Ask me. I'll take my time. I'll show you. Because I remember when I first started on this job, but you see, everything people are very territorial. This is my area. I don't want it's like, and I remember starting there as a young computer specialist. There are certain things I did not know about the database. And when I wanted certain things done, I would have to call ITS. That's the group that did the
Yeah.
technology. And they
Hmm.
will, they'll say, "Oh, I will do it." But that was not good for me. I want to know how it's done. I want to be able to do it myself. So I continued to push and learn. And eventually, I remember we usually do a lot of reports, right? I do a lot of reports for the mayor's office and the commissioner. And you have to write the query for this report using SQL. And at first, I didn't understand certain things about the database because in order to write an accurate report, you have to know about the database. But they never showed it to me. But eventually, I wanted to learn, and I got to the point when they saw this type of report I started producing, they started giving me credit. They started giving more privileges within the system. And so now, right
Hmm.
now, within the city and the system that we use, which is Internet Quorum, I don't think there's no one in the city that has the type of knowledge I have concerning that system because most of those people are already retired. Now I'm getting ready to
Wow.
retire. I want to make sure that that knowledge passed on to someone else. So I have two
Yeah.
young assistants that are and I want to impart whatever I can so they can improve their life. They can be. better at what they're doing. So the same with Bigger. Bigger wants to sing, he likes to sing. So I encourage him, to, do certain songs, and he's been working in the background. He's been working hard because sometimes he was surprised because there's certain songs he'll try to do as like show that he's been practicing at home, which is good. So he's eager to learn. What I told him my even before he started singing, I said, Bigger, why don't you get a keyboard that could, could share to this one man band thing, Well, you never know where this can lead. Maybe eventually down the road he end up doing his own thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Well,
always good to
I
give the
hope you.
opportunity.
That's good, man. I admire you guys always there. Most of the times when you come and play with me, I don't see him in Atlanta, but in New York area, always together trying to help you, making sure you are right. I hope you
Yeah,
find
yeah.
my song when I see you next time, man. You never can find my song
Yes.
when I'm ready
Le-
to say.
You know what? Let me. I'm gonna make sure I have it for Maryland next week.
All right, all right.
I'm gonna make
Listen, I've been.
sure.
It's
I'm gonna make
always a
sure.
pleasure hanging out. You know,
Yeah.
I remember this one story. I know Aviola would remember this story too. Why you played there in Atlanta the other day for Memorial Day weekend. This one guy came in late and he came just in time to hear you play again. And that guy was mesmerized with your playing, man. He said, "I gotta go talk to this guy, man. I gotta get a picture with this guy. I gotta get a picture." It was an African guy.
Yep.
First time
Yep.
hearing you play, never knew that there was something called one man band, and he was so obsessed with it. Up to now, he's still talking about it. So he's gonna come there on the 18th to see you
Great.
again, hear you play again. Yeah, Mr.
Yep.
Benson, and definitely make sure you come, making sure you sing one of his Nigerian songs. Okay.
Yep. Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Terry, for sharing your incredible journey with us tonight. You did well on your rapid fire. Give me
No
some one
problem.
answers and some sentences. Your passion, your professionalism, and your love for music continue to inspire many. May God continue to bless you, your gifts, your family, and your musical journey. And ladies and gentlemen, you didn't ask any questions, but those of you who are in here, thank you so much for coming on in. There's one more song that I know some folks that you played for are still here. Maureen, I see so many people I know you played for are here, but they're not saying anything. So we have a lot of incognito listeners, silent
Yes.
listeners, and when they come in, I can see them, but they don't wouldn't say anything. But you have one more song that before I let you go to drop here. But I know you might want to shout out some folks that follows you, that support you, one way or the other. Here's a chance to say thank you or shout them out, whatever you want to do in this segment. Go right ahead.
Yep. Okay. Yes. I'd like to say a big up, big shout out to all my fans and supporters, people that follow me, people that encourage me. I want to say thank you so much. Big up. I want to thank the promoters. I'm good friends with most of the promoters. I should say all of the promoters. I don't think I have a promoter that I have an issue with. Um, I want to say thank to everybody, especially the people that follows me. A lot of times they play out, I see people that come to the party and they want to take picture, and some they may come and say, "Hey Terry, you know me?" I was like, "The face looks familiar, but I don't know the name." I'm one of your biggest supporters. I'm one of your biggest fans on Facebook. Because I have on Facebook. I probably have about maybe like about 10,000 followers.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I want to say
yeah.
thank you to you. Thank you to my fans, my supporters, and everyone else. Big up to you and your family. Thanks for having me on.
Listen, man, Coley Allen just came in and he's in Guyana having a good old time, getting me all jealous. He's saying, "Oh, Lord, that's my friend. Don't let him go." So I can't let you go. I can't let you go just yet because Coley Allen now coming on in. I got DJ
He's in
GT.
Guyana.
Uh, yeah, he's in Guyana hard. DJ GT from Celebrity Farm is watching. He's a big time DJ in New Jersey, Celebrity
Yep.
Family. But you made one song, Super Terry. You made a song that says a simple two words, thank you. Why
Yep.
why
That's
this
right.
song? Why?
Yes. Thank you for you. Oh gosh, that's actually one of my favorite songs. And it's like, I think when I think about that song, I think about the people. Because I consider myself very fortunate because in life I've met so many nice people that were really nice to me. And I mean, it's not just one or two, it's a lot of people that were very nice to me. And that song was a song that I think a lot of people can relate to. So thank you for you. It's a song that I wrote for every little thing you do. Thank you. It's for everyone, and that's
Awesome.
one of my favorite songs.
Oh, Carly Ali say he came back yesterday. Welcome back home, man. So
Ali,
yeah, Caribbean Girls Mission of Hope. You
yep,
played for
big
us
up,
so many times, yeah.
yep, yep.
Um, Carly Allen for DJ Shrimpy.
That's right, yeah, yeah.
So and you come into to Maryland on the 18th for the Caribbean Affair, and you'll be with us again on the 25th at the Woodbine. So we're looking forward to
Exactly, yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
tell
take us out
Carly
and
I sent him the song. I sent it to him today. I sent him the link.
yeah. All right, so take us out on one verse of this thank you song, man, and then I'll drop it for the people. You remember it?
Every little thing you do for me is like sunshine on a shiny day you see. Every time you pass my way, thank you for your grace each day. For everything you do for me, thank you. Thank you.
Ladies, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Forefront today with your host, DJ Quinn, the mature mixer. So continue to support positive music, positive people, support Super Terry's platform, buy his music, and continue to live positively. I want to say good night to all of you. Thank you for coming on in. And those of you who are late, I hope you'd go back and listen to the broadcast. This has been a wonderful interview. We tell stories on this platform, and tonight was one of those nights we heard from Super Terry. Good night to all of you. And as I leave you with this song from Super Terry. It is simply thank you for you. So good night to
That's
all
right.
of you on behalf of Forefront here today. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Right. Bless up.
With every smile you light my way, I'm grateful for you, come what may. Thank you for your love, it's true. The world is brighter just cause of you. Thank you for the things you do. Every day feels like brand new. Your heart is pure, your spirit free. I'm forever grateful, can't you see? Can't you see? You lift me up when I'm feeling down. With every touch you turn life around. Your kindness is a sweet melody. In this life, you're my harmony. In every moment, I feel you here. With your support, I have no fear. Every little thing you do for me, like sunshine on a rainy day, you see. With every smile you light my way, I'm grateful for you, come what may. Thank you for your love, it's true. The world is brighter just cause of you. Thank you for the things you do. Every day feels like brand new. Your heart is pure, your spirit free. I'm forever grateful, can't you see? Can't you see? You lift me up when I'm feeling down. With every touch you turn life around. Your kindness is a sweet melody. In this life, you're my harmony. In every moment, I feel you here. With your support, I have no fear. Thank you, my friend, for all your care. Together we'll face life anywhere. As you do. Oh, every day feels like brand new. Your heart is pure, your spirit free. I'm forever grateful, can't you see? I'm forever grateful, can't you see? Oh, see. Thank you.